School Owners Forum, Nigeria's largest training network of school owners, of teachers, of parents, of education stakeholders generally. Recently, the SOF upgraded to become a nationwide organization with state chapters in all states. And just last week, on the 26th of June, we held our first nationwide state chapter meetings. We held meetings in Lagos, in Port Harcourt, in Delta State, in Nasarawa, Edo, Ekiti, and all over. So I welcome you to this platform. If you are joining us for the first time, I want to say congratulations. You are welcome to the School Owners Forum. And today's class is an exciting one. I believe you have seen it. It is titled, How Much School Fees Should I Charge? How much should I charge as school fees? That has been the topic we have been announcing and flying all across board. And this, finally, the class has come. The class has arrived, and the class is titled, How Much Should I Charge as School Fees? I'd like you to sit back as usual and relax, get a cup of coffee. My own cup of coffee is here, and you can get something to chew. The class is going to be wonderful. As you training, it's going to be exciting. I'd like you to sit back. All your questions will be answered. I'm going to pick a few questions from the platform, and then we'll debate back and forth. Please be ready to tell me where you are watching from. Be ready to also share this meeting. I'd like you to hit the subscribe button on the YouTube page. You can also hit the like and share button on the WhatsApp, on the Facebook page, and share it across board. Share it on your profile, share it to your friends on YouTube, subscribe, and then also hit the bell button so that you get subsequent videos from this platform. All right, again, let me welcome you to the School Owners Forum, Nigeria's largest training network of school owners, of teachers, of education stakeholders generally. SOF is for innovation and training. And this particular program you are watching is titled Unlock with me, David Adeniji. So sit back, I'll be right back. All right, let me start with a story. Just a couple of years ago, when I started my school, I decided to move to an area where I knew I would be king in the jungle. You see, let me tell you, now, of course, it's not your fault. School, you got an apartment somewhere. Somebody is saying I should remind the people on all platforms that the class has started. If you're on WhatsApp, please, if you're in any of the WhatsApp group, let us remind them that the class has started. I was sharing you a story. I was saying that a story when I started my school a couple of years ago. I moved to an area where I knew that, with the model I'm bringing, with the method I want to use, I want to implement this particular area, I'm going to be king in the jungle. That is, I will be the only one implementing that kind of method here. And so I started a school, and then I located my most worthy competitor. Let somebody say most worthy competitor. You know, you are going to be deciding what your school fees is based on relative to your most worthy competitor or competitors. So I located the particular school that I feel will be my most worthy competitor, and I found out his own school fees. Incidentally, the school has been in existence, has been founded for about 15 years, and the owner of school is a wonderful man who is much more older than I am. And so I found out what their school fees. I did a couple of mathematics, a couple of research, and then I set my own school fees. Guess what? I set my school fees as exactly his own school fees. That was a daunting move, considering the fact that our schools were just close by, maybe a few blocks away from each one another. And so I set my school fees as exactly his own school fees. You know what his response was? He was like, how dare him? This young boy, how can he come and set his own school fees to be exactly mine? You know what he did in response? He shut up his own school fees. I mean, that was an error. I'm going to talk about that in this class. That somebody came, copied all your methods, copied everything you are doing, and set their own school fees exactly to be yours or maybe higher than yours, your response should be very, very calculative. You know what his response was? He just increased his own school fees. And then guess what? He lost 70% of his children. You know, interestingly, they didn't come to me. Those people who left him, they could not also still afford the amount that I set. And so they didn't come to me. They went elsewhere. And that was how he lost 70% of his population. I mean, I felt for him because it wasn't long. I had just started the school grew and all of that. So that story is going to usher us into today's class. That story is an important story, especially when you want to set your school fees. I do not care whether you're running the school with a particular school fees. I'm going to teach you in this class how to calculate based on some factors. A lot of factors are involved also, but you see there is a pricing psychology and pricing mathematics when it comes to school business. You understand? It's not like every other business. I'm going to show you how to actually calculate, how to know whether your school fees is in the realm of reality, or that is why people are collecting your bills and walking away and not coming back. Remember that you are not the only one in that area. People will collect your bill and they will use it as a benchmark and compare with others and say, should I go here? Should I go there? What is in this? What is in that? How much do they charge here? How much do they charge over there? Should I tell you something? The biggest factor that determines whether or not parents enroll is the school fees. The school fees is the biggest determining factor. I tell you, it is not really whether the school is good or look at the school fees. Is it what I can afford? Okay, if I can afford, I can squeeze and all of that. Again, I hope you heard my story. That is just the introduction. Just hang in there, and then we are going to go on our first short break. Please take note of these short breaks. We are going to be telling you some of the things we have for you. Please take note of the digital assistant. Somebody was telling me yesterday that she found it difficult connecting to Zoom. He found it difficult connecting to online classes. You need a digital assistant. You need to employ somebody from us who will be helping you with your social media pages, who will be helping you with your website and all of that. It's not much. It's just a token of maybe how much is it? Maybe 30K monthly, but it's going to be worth it. We have a few schools on our platform. Let me show you this maybe offers, and then I'll be right back. Once again, this is the School Owners Forum, Nigeria's largest training network of school owners, of teachers, of education stakeholders generally, and also have recently became a nationwide group with state chapters all across Nigeria. So hang in there, take a cup of coffee. I'll be right back. Do you know that the worth of your school is the combined worth of your teachers? Do you know that the value of your school is the combined value that your parents have placed on your teachers? Are you having problems with making your teachers cooperate with you and be productive as you would want to be? What you need is our training. We have trained over 10,000 teachers in the last few years, and the results have been tremendous. We have two packages. We have the leadership attitude, skills, and ethics, which is LACE for teachers, and we also have TRACE, teachers reorientation for action, capacity, and excellence. So which of them do you want? Call us and let us train your teachers. The results will amaze you. We will help them see the reasons why cooperating with you leads to their own growth, and at the end of the day, it leads to the growth of the school. So it's important. Let us train your teachers. We can come to your school, train them in your school. We can also organize that training for you online. Hello, school owner. You need a social media and web assistant, someone who will design flyers, beautiful flyers, twice every week, manage your website, and make sure that the beautiful things that happen in your school on daily basis well presented to an online audience, both your parents and even prospective parents who are not in your school. Every day in the life of a school is an event, is a story that can be packaged and told to the world. Unfortunately, many of us pay hundreds of thousands of naira, sometimes millions, as salaries
But we don't have anybody managing our image online. He will design 2 flyers per week, post those articles on your social media handles, also post them on your website, and follow up on your pages, comments, and all of that. Before you know it, you begin to get calls. Don't limit yourself to your physical environment. There are many people out there looking for your kind of school, but they are not seeing it because they are Googling it online, they are going on social media, they are not seeing you. So you need a social media assistant and a web assistant.
And I will share you my slides. Now look at my slides right here. In case you have, is this your first time in class? It's always a wonderful class. We always have a nice time in class. I tell you, the class is well prepared, and I have been working on this for a while. All right. Okay, so let me just share you my screens while we just go through together. Okay, so this is the cover page. Some people ask me, should I send you my slide? No problem, you can call for it. Okay, how much should I charge as school fees? Understanding the dynamics of pricing. Okay, so let me jump to where we have a few things in the slide for you to check, but no problem. Let me just jump to the first slide. Number one, I have told you my story. When I started my school, there was a school nearby that had lived for 15 years. You know, the man was my most worthy competitor, and he's much older than me. Question: who is your most worthy competitor? Some people are competing blindly. You are competing with schools who are not in your level or who are above your level, and then they begin to do things. People are going there, and you are worried. Don't give yourself headache. I have said before in this class that it is not all the schools that are around you that are worth competing with. Some of them are way higher than you. So don't give yourself headache. Why not attract your own caliber of parents? I think that was when we were talking about how to attract the right caliber of parents into your school. The question I'm asking is, the question we're asking here is, who is your own most worthy competitor? So I located my own most worthy competitor, and I discovered that I looked at what they were doing. I believe that I will still make it if I set my school fees as exactly their own. So do you want to hear that story again? You know, the story went like, okay, fine, fees exactly what his own was, and I got enrollment, good enough enrollment to do business. And then what was his response? He felt embarrassed as a why, how could he? So he jacked up his own school fees without understanding there's a secret behind how to increase your school fees considerably without losing students. If you have bought this book, you will have understood what I'm saying. If you have the 4-legged school growth strategy, the indispensable teacher, and the other book called Thrive, you will learn there what to do before you increase school fees. Some people have been stuck into the same pipe for 5 years. The parents are telling you, madam, you cannot. Of course, economy is harsh. There are some things you need to do if you want to learn how to increase your school fees, but that is another issue for another day. Back to that, my story, his own response, this particular worthy competitor of my wonderful man, he jacked up the school fees without doing those things. And then the response of the parents were like, what do you mean? He lost 70% of his population. Interestingly, he didn't lose them to me, but he lost them anyway. And that is the same thing many of us do. I met a school owner a few years ago who told me that I increased my school fees and I lost 50% of my students, and I have not been able to bounce back. It's because the issue of school fees, I tell you, and I'm telling you for free, many of us get it wrong. Many school owners get it wrong. We do not follow any template. We don't follow any formula. In this class, I have developed a formula for you, for those of us who are just getting started, or for those of us who are confused and saying, is my school fees right? Is it too high? Is it too low? Okay, I have developed a formula that we can work on. So that is that story. But what is the story trying to teach us? Let me continue to the next slide. Now, the next slide is saying that you should charge school fees relative to some other schools' fees. Nobody is an island. Somebody is saying, David, are you teaching us to spy? That is not what I'm saying. In business, you cannot, as long as you are not running a monopoly. It is when you are running a monopoly that you don't need to worry about what other people are selling. But when the business is not a monopoly, there are other participants in the business. There are other businesses. So you cannot be running a monopoly as if you are running a monopoly. You have to set your school fees in relation. You have to set your school fees relative to some other school fees. There must be a benchmark. So you should have competitors who are already charging an amount. You can't just quote, that should be a quote. You can't just quote fees the way you feel like. Because of what use is gold, your gold that you think you are selling, if no one can afford it. Again, that statement too is relative. Of what use is your gold that you are selling when the people who are meant for your school cannot afford it? The caliber of parents whom you think you want to attract when they cannot afford it. So of what use is your school fees when the people who are supposed to patronize you cannot afford it? Or when the people who are supposed to patronize you are looking at your fees as if, how come? Do you think she can really deliver what she says she will deliver with this kind of meager school fees? So it's important you know that school fees must be set relative to other fees. That is very important. Somebody is saying, yes, you need to compare with schools around. Yeah. You need to understand that school fees must be set relative to some other schools around. It's important. So somebody is asking me, David, how do we go and check? Should we say, don't ask me that. I'm not going to answer that in this class. You know how you've been doing it. Even if you don't know how you've been doing it, some people have been coming to spy your own now. Hello, yeah. Some people have been coming, they will come, and you will know. So it's allowed in business. It's just like MTN saying that he does not want to know how much Glo is selling data. Do you know that every time that Glo increases their data bundle, MTN will respond, Airtel will respond. You know, it is a lot of, sorry, Nine Mobile will also respond. You understand? Everybody responds. It's a market. The market must drive the product. Let me come again. The market is more important than the price. The market is more important than the product. The parents are more important than the education that you are delivering. You understand? The parents, what the parents want is more important than the amount you are selling it. So you must know what the parents are getting elsewhere so that you will know that you'll be able to set your own. So the first point I'm making in this class, and it's an emphatic point, is that check it out. Check out my slide. Please. Okay. My slide is off. Let me share it again. School fees must be set relative to other schools' fees. You get that? So school fees must be set in relation to other schools' fees. You cannot just set your own in isolation thinking, I know my worth. Yeah, I know you know your worth. I know your worth is big. I know your worth is good, but then, hey, this is business. Welcome. You know, this is business. The business you are running, you are into is not a monopoly. There are other businesses. And so school fees must be set. Other fees. All right. My slide keeps going off. But then there's something I want to quickly show you in case you are just joining in. You're welcome to the School Owners Forum, Nigeria's largest training network of school owners, of teachers, of education stakeholders generally. Last week, Saturday, we had a state chapter meeting nationwide, and we presented what will be the benefits of joining the School Owners Forum. One of the benefits is that we are introducing an innovation that will eradicate. You know, since we are talking about school fees, I should chip it in. It's important I chip it in. We are introducing an innovation that will eradicate the issue of debts and debtors in schools. And that innovation is what we call the SOF School Fees Loan App. It will put an end to debts and debtors in schools. Now, if you are wondering or asking me what this deal is about, David, what is this your innovation about? It's not my innovation. It's SOF's innovation. We've been researching on this, working on this for the past 5 years. And by the grace of God, God has given us an idea, and we are pushing it to the whole industry. I'd like you to join me tonight. So we had a meeting on the 26th. We had another meeting last night.
I'd like everyone to join me on this same platform using the same link by 6 p.m. tonight. You understand? Did you get that? 6 p.m. tonight, 6 p.m. this evening, and we are going to explain this SOF school fees loan app and how it will help you to eradicate the issue of debts and debtors. I tell you, school owners begin to smile because you will not need to drag anyone anymore. Some of us already understand how it works. We already have state chapters, state chapter coordinators all across the nation. But if you did not attend any of the meetings, don't worry. Tonight, we're having a family meeting. So tonight, we're going to be having a family meeting. I will be explaining the workings, exactly what the SOF school fees loan app and how it will eradicate. We are unveiling that, how it will eradicate the issue of debts and debtors in school. Somebody is saying, I'm excellent. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. You make us excellent. As long as you are attending the class, we are puffed up. We are elated. We are excited to keep doing this. And that is one of the anchor of the SOF. When you join SOF, you have let me call you. See me again. When you join SOF, you have done what? You have subscribed to free trainings, because free training is one of our cardinal points. You understand? Free training. SOF is for innovation and training. So back to that innovation that eradicates debt and debtors in terms of school fees. We are unveiling that. We have unveiled it. So join me on this same platform tonight by 6 p.m. and we are going to be having a family meeting. You are going to ask questions and I'm going to answer you. Thank you very much. Let me come back to the class. How much should I charge as school fees? Remember, I'm still on the first point in my slide, and I'd like you to again sit back while we go for this short break. You know what I want to go and do now? I want to go and invite, I want to go and remind those who are not in class right now. You know, sometimes when you have started the class, you quickly call your friends, you call your neighbors. And if you're also watching this, I'd like you to pick the link. Just pick the link of this class anywhere or anyhow. If you're on YouTube, copy the link, share it to your friends, share it to all the school owners associations groups that you have. And if you're on Facebook, just click like and share it to your profile, share it to other groups, because this indeed is a wonderful class. It's a class nobody should miss. Once again, I am David Adeniji, by the grace of God, convener of the School Owners Forum. Something I should quickly tell you before I go for this break. You know, it's important you know that all of the things we are teaching are things that are practicable, things that we have tried. People have tried it. It is working. It has produced results. We have packaged it into our books, the Four-Legged School Growth Strategy, the book called Thrive. There are 3 books, and The Indispensable Teacher. There are 3 books, actually, which I believe, so if you are looking for textbooks, like material for you to follow as I'm teaching, those books are just wonderful for you. We ship them all across the nation. As a matter of fact, let me quickly show you this. Just a few days ago, we shipped, let me show, just watch this now.
All right, today we have, I think we have 4 orders today. We have 4 orders of the Four-Legged School Growth Strategy and Thrive. And the third one, we have the Indispensable Teacher. You know, we have so many orders. I believe today, these are the last ones we are wrapping. Look at it. This one is going to Ibadan. This is going to Warri. And we have this one going to Ijebu-Ode. And then the 4th order, which I was about to wrap just because before I started the broadcast, the last this one is going right here in Lagos, so it's going to Ijokoro. Let me ask you a question. Do you have these books? The last time we ran a poll on the platform that how many books on school growth have you bought or have you read? Do you know that less than 1% of the people who responded had actually read a book on school growth? Well, I want to announce to you that these books, the Four-Legged School Growth Strategy, Thrive, and the Indispensable Teacher, are about the best materials you can have on school growth in the market. I'd like you to place your order now, so that we can join your orders to the one going to Warri. This is Ijebu-Ode, and this is Ibadan, and they're right here in Lagos. So many orders to deliver. Just let me get all the orders so that we are going to ship your copy. So get the books today.
All right, yo. So if you want to get the books, just hit us and let us know where you want us to ship your books. So I said I was going for a break. I think should I go for that break now? No, let me continue the class. All right, so let's just continue the class. I was showing you what was I showing you? I was showing you how should we how much you should charge school fees, and the class is already getting interesting. And I want to share my my screen so that I continue wonderfully with my slides. All right, so look at where I stopped. I had shared my story. I told you that school fees should be set relative to other schools. And then the question is, who is your most worthy competitor? So when I say you should set your fees in relative to your most worthy school competitor's school fee, the question then is, who would I see? I know school owners who do not even know the school on the other street. School owners are that personal, they are that private, they don't have friends. You know, so they don't have, you hardly see school owners that have friends like that. Some of them don't even know the next school, but I know school owners who have schools opposite them, beside them, they don't know them. Not to talk of knowing whether they are going to be, they are what you call, most times you see enmity. Please stop all that enmity. Don't form enmity with anybody. When you go to market, for example, when you go to Alaba market, or you go to Idumota in Lagos, or you go to what's the name of this market in Enugu? Because I served there, so I remember one large market like that. Or you go to Idumota, you see people selling the same thing by themselves, and they are not forming enmity. You may say, well, they are not friends, but it doesn't mean that they know what is going on in other people's businesses. So you must understand who your most worthy competitor is. So question, who is my most worthy competitor? A school with similar standard and similar parents with similar taste. So you cannot say that a school whose parents have a higher taste than yours is your competitor. Excuse me, don't compete blindly. Any school with similar standard, you are running Montessori, they are running Montessori. They have all this equipment, you have it too. They have high-profile parents who are like, they also have it. And you can understand that this particular school is of my level. You understand? So that a school with similar standard and parents with similar taste. Now, another way to answer that, who are your worthy competitors? A school with similar structure and ideology. You believe in running a clean school with excellence. That other school believes in running school anyhow, where things are thrown about, scattered about. They are not your competitors, because the people who will like you will not like them. The people who will be okay with them will not even come to you. Do you understand? A school that could be an alternative, that's the most important point there. I just shown you. Let me enlarge it. That's the most important point there. Somebody says, good morning, Mr. David. Thank you for the discount given on the books and the training held at Olatunji House, Idiroko. Yeah. Thank you, Madam Amen Kiddies. You were there in Lagos. Thank you very much. All right. Somebody saying, how much is the books? The books cost 20,000 naira. Now, the delivery fee depends on your location. If you're in Lagos, it should be about 2K or less. If you are anywhere in Nigeria, it should not be more than 3,000. So your delivery fee depends on your location. Somebody says he's just joining from Olu in Imo State. Thank you very much. Yeah, you're just joining from Olu in Imo State. I believe you had one that chat me. Maybe you wanted to be one of our coordinators. Don't worry, we're going to talk later. All right, so let's continue this. Now, that point number 3 is what I want you to take note of. A school that could be an alternative to most of your parents is your worthy competitor. So you need to ask your parents, ask them occasionally, jokingly, if you don't enroll your children in my school, where would you have gone to? That's a good question, Ask your parents occasionally, Madam, Daddy, if you don't enroll your children in my school, where would you have gone to find out? You see that place that is where the majority of them would have gone to is your most worthy competitor. Apparently, you might just be the same range in school fees, the same range in kind of structure and standard. So you must identify your most worthy competitor. It's important in arriving at a fair amount that your school fees should be. Your school fees will not be very far. Excuse me, your school fee will not be too far from that of your most worthy competitor. It's important. Life is not lived alone. Nobody lives in isolation. You cannot live life in isolation. Now, let me give you an example of myself. When I built my first website, the first website I ever built, when I built it many years ago, I had to actually copy the website of another. Not that I copied it into my own. I looked at that website. I looked at it, what they built there, and put it on my own. I didn't put their content, but I looked at the style. The technology we had then was not as good as now. You understand? I was just learning to be a programmer, a software developer then. Do you understand? So, and now we have now built dozens of websites and all of that. But you have to start from somewhere. You cannot start a school without having another school in mind now. You can't say you are running a school and nobody is your benchmark. Let me tell you one of the problems we're having in Nigeria now. One of the problems we are having, why we are not moving forward very well economically, is that we are not competing with any other country. We don't have other countries as benchmark. I remember when I was growing up, when you say somebody has traveled out in our town, in our area, when we say one of our uncles have traveled out, we say they have gone to London. To us, traveling abroad is synonymous to going to London. London is all we hear. Where's Uncle Lagwaja? He has gone to London. Where's Sister Dose? He has gone to London. She has gone to London. London. So at a point, as young kids, we believe that London means traveling out. So when you say somebody has traveled out, we believe it is London. We didn't know that what was happening was that London was one of the most preferable destinations of immigrants then. But later the matter changed. People are now going to Dubai. You hear he has gone to Dubai. People do not travel to London as much as they travel to Dubai again. You understand? Why? Because at a point, United Arab Emirates picked up and looked at some of these countries and benchmarked them and said, whatever they have, we will have. Whatever they do, we will do. You understand? One of the plans, so we are fighting, we are dealing with internal problems. I don't know how long it will take us. You understand? We have not started benchmarking ourselves. You know what we do? We pick the good, we leave the bad. We copy the bad, we leave the good. We say this is how it's done in this place. This is how it's done in that country. So we copy the bad one and then we leave out the good one. It's not good like that. Well, I'm not talking to Nigeria. I'm talking to school owners today. All right. So you cannot run a school and be successful very well without benchmarking yourself against some other established schools, especially your most worthy competitor. So question, who is your most worthy competitor? Answer. Look at the answer here. If you cannot pick the three answers I placed here, look at the third answer. A school that could be an alternative to most of your parents. So you can ask your parents occasionally, where would you have gone to? Where would you have enrolled your kids if you did not bring them here? That can be your worthy competitor. So let me continue in the class. The next point I want to share is this. School fees. Let's talk about this school fees of a thing. I told you in the last class that school fees is reluctant to change. And so let me just dive into that matter a bit. Most of us quote school fees to parents, and then the next thing they do, they go away, only to get their children. They go away, and what do they do? Let me share this. All right. We give to parents, and the next thing they do, they go away, only to get their children enrolled in schools that are more expensive, even more expensive than our own. Sorry, I'm very sorry. There is something about your school fees that just isn't right. There is a psychology of pricing that you need to learn, and I'm going to show you in this class. Conversely, on the other hand, and quite interesting too, some parents will leave your school. They will leave your school because to them your fee is too low to discharge what you have promised them. See, good parents who know what they want, when they see your school fees, they know the kind of school you are. They know whether the school fees you have quoted can deliver what you say it will deliver. You understand? They know whether what you are just looking for is a way to make ends meet for yourself first, while you now share the remaining token to run the business. You understand? So yeah, remember to like, share, and comment on this video. All right. So again, still on school fees, let's talk about your bill again. Your bill is another thing to look into. Every fee we charge parents in school begins with the bill. It begins with the bill. So there is one thing to quote good school fees. There is another mechanism you need to use to adjust your bill. I have taught that class before. If you need it, just call for it. The school bill is more or less your invoice, detailing the services to be rendered and how much each service costs. These services are items that include tuition, after school, wares, sports, ICT, and so on. For most of us, at least the majority of us, there is a fixed bill for each class, and that again is not good enough. Also, there is a way you need to adjust your bill for you to entice your parents, so that even good parents will not walk away. I'm not teaching that in this class. It's for another class. You can call for it. But let me go back. Let me return to this class. The question you want to ask is, the problem is parents will not pay you the moment they perceive that your bill, listen to me, the moment they perceive that your school fees is not commensurate with your worth. Hello? You don't just set school fees out of sentiment like my friend, my wonderful elderly friend did, because I set my school fees to be equal to his. And then he responded out of embarrassment and said, this is an embarrassment. This is a new school. He responded by jacking up his fees without putting some things in place that would justify the increment. The secret about increasing school fees is that school fees increase does not answer to economics. It doesn't answer to the fact that dollar prices have increased, and so the price of everything has increased. It doesn't answer to the fact that fuel price has increased, and so salary of teachers has increased. Parents will ask you, are you now trying to take the pound of flesh on us? You understand? School fees increment answers only to value. You must increase something. You must improve something. You must produce something. You must implement something. You must do something for the parents to see and justify. They will say, oh, soup that is sweet, it is money that kill it. So when they say that to themselves, you know that they are already ready in anticipation for your increment, and they will pay. Somebody is enjoying the class. I'm enjoying it also. I want to show you the formula for calculating what your school fees should look like. And you want to see that formula? I'd like you to sit back and relax. Again, this is the School Owners Forum, Nigeria's largest training network of school owners, of teachers, of education stakeholders, of parents generally. And just last week, SOF upgraded to become a nationwide group with state chapters in every state. And so if you are in any state, you need to just call us and ask us for your own state chapter. If there's no state chapter yet in your school, you can volunteer your school for that purpose. So let me just go again and have this little short break. I'm going to be right back, but when I come back, we are going to run very fast and complete the class. Once again, thank you very much. This is Unlock with me, David Adeniji. Check this out.
Hello, school owner. You need a social media and web assistant, someone who will design flyers, beautiful flyers, twice every week, manage your website, and make sure that the beautiful things that happen in your school on daily basis well presented to an online audience, both your parents and even prospective parents who are not in your school. Every day in the life of a school is an event, is a story that can be packaged and told to the world. Unfortunately, many of us pay hundreds of thousands of naira, sometimes millions, as salaries, but we don't have anybody managing our image online. It will design 2 flyers per week, post those articles on your social media handles, also post them on your website, and follow up on your pages, comments, and all of that. Before you know it, you begin to get calls. Don't limit yourself to your physical environment. There are many people out there looking for your kind of school, but they are not seeing it because they are Googling it online, they are going on social media, they are not seeing you. So you need a social media assistant and a web assistant.
All right, today we have, I think we have 4 orders today. We have 4 orders of the 4-legged school growth strategy and Thrive. And the third one, we have the indispensable teacher. You know, we have so many orders. I believe today, these are the last ones we are wrapping. Look at it. This one is going to Ibadan. This is going to Warri. And we have this one going to Ijebu Ode. And the 4th order, which I was about to wrap just because before I started the broadcast, the last or this one is going right here in Lagos, so it's going to Ijokoro. Let me ask you a question. Do you have these books? The last time we ran a poll on the platform that how many books on school growth have you bought or have you read? Do you know that less than 1% of the people who responded had actually read a book on school growth? Well, I want to announce to you that these books, the 4-legged school growth strategy, Thrive, and the indispensable teacher are the about the best materials you can have on school growth in the market. I'd like you to place your order now, so that we can join your orders to the one going to Warri. This is Ijebu Ode, and this is Ibadan, and they're right here in Lagos. So many orders to deliver. Just let me get all the orders so that we are going to ship your copy. So get the books today.
All right, you're welcome back. Thank you for staying put. Thank you for staying tuned to the class. We just run very quickly and we end the class. I want to tell you about something significant that happened about 1 week ago. A particular school that is not even a private school right here in Lagos, Maryland Comprehensive High School, a school run by the Catholic Mission, they ordered 20 units, 20 units. And so I began to tell myself, 20 units of our tablet, 20 units. I'm going to show you that flyer now. They ordered 20 units of the tablet. Maryland Comprehensive School right here in Maryland in Lagos. So I want to encourage you, I want to charge you. You cannot be saying you are running an e-class or e-learning without devices, the right devices to go with it. So if a school that can be termed as public school, that is not privately run, order 20 units of our tablets. What are you waiting for? You can order 5 units, you can order 10 units, you can order 200 units, you can order for all your order that tablet for all your students and even your teachers. It's important that tablet is available and it's really selling very fast. I like to let you know that if you need those tablets, they are available right now, discounted for you, and then you will really love them. Look at that. This is what I wanted to show you concerning that before I continue the class and end it right away. All right, so let's continue this class. How much should I charge as school fees? Look at this. Take a look at this. See, take a look at this. All right, you see it. You see, so that's an appreciation. 20 units bought. Maryland Comprehensive High School, Maryland here. They order 20 units of that tablet. You can order yours. Some people are talking to me. How much is the tablet? The tablet is 10 inches, 32 gig RAM, 2 gig RAM, 32 gig ROM, 2 gig RAM, and it's original. That's the most important thing. And the price for now is 54,000 naira. 54,500 naira. And you will really love it. All right, let me continue the class, and then I run very, 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 very quickly. All right, I'm going back to my slide. Somebody is seeing my slide right now. So now that we know our worthy competitor, what's the next thing? You see, look at this. Look at this. I laugh when school owners slash their fees just to entice parents hoping to increase it when they come in. That is error. Your school fees should be known to anyone. Don't entice people with low school fees, because when they come in, they will be one who will increase it. You will end up creating debtors, and chronic debtors are that. School fees is very inelastic. It's plastic. It hardly changes. It hardly increases over the years, irrespective of the economy. So be careful and don't get trapped. The secret is in calculating and deciding what your school fees should be. I'm not saying you can't increase, but how many times have you increased your school fees in the last 3 years? Maybe 1 or 2 times. So you see that it hardly changes. You understand? So Another thing I want you to be wary of, be careful of this. See, I'm giving you loopholes in our operations. I want you to also be wary, be careful of this issue of total package versus recurrent bill. Many of the school owners, they mount up the total package as if that's the only money they are planning to collect from the parents. School owners are sometimes behave like agents, real estate agents. When you want to rent a house, you hear that house rent is 200,000, total package 500. You begin to wonder, how will the commission and agreement, how will that even be more than the real recurrent house rent that will be paid per year? So many of the schools, by the time they sum up this total package, uniform, wears, be careful. Remember that this total package, when you give them your bill, is what they are going to be telling other people outside. How much is that school's bill? So naira is total package they quote. And that's a problem. You understand? Be careful not to make your total package too high, such that it now chases away prospective students. You know, your total package should not be so high that it begin to chase away, it begin to ward off prospective parents from enrolling into your school. I'm just showing us these things because every time you attend this class, I try to pinpoint some things that we are doing that is not good enough that we should correct. Back to my class, I'm saying that our new parents are not really interested in those numbers, those numerous items broken down on your bill. They plan based on the total package. It doesn't even entice them when you say they are going to be paying a particular small amount termly. Why should you be more interested in the one-off payment than your real tuition? You now lower the tuition and then you put a lot of additions which will be paid only once, and then next time you begin to groan that your school fees is too much. Be careful, just plan it well. But then I said I was going to show you the formula. There's a formula. There is a formula. There's a formula for calculating school fees. I'm going to show you. No more breaks for now. Don't worry. Let's finish this class. All right. So this is the formula. Woo! We get there. This is the formula. The school fees formula. Somebody should not take this formula and run away without understanding it. Please, let me explain. It may not, I'm not saying you have to work with this. In case you don't yet have an idea, many of us, 50% of us will not need this formula. But for some of us, calculating your school fees in relation, in relation or relative to the fees of your worthy competitor, of your most worthy competitor, you can use this. It kind of, gives you an idea of whether what you are charging is too high or is too low, or whether you need to work on your, sorry. This is not let me correct this. Let me correct it. I think I should correct it. There's something to be corrected there. It should actually be their average salary. Sorry. Let me correct this. Okay. Their average salary. All right. I want to quickly correct that. See, let me correct it. The other expression there is actually salary, average salary over average salary. You understand? Okay. All right. Please give me a moment as I'm just updating it on this slide. I'm doing it just right away. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah, let me change it to PDF right now. Okay. All right. Are you still there? Okay. All right. It's down. It's rendering. Okay. So when that happens, then I want my screen again. So look at my screen again right now, so that you see the corrected version of that formula. All right. What a formula. Good. I'm there again. Now look at that formula. Please take note of this formula. It says, let me just explain it. My school fees is equal to my most worthy competitor's school fees multiplied by a fraction of of my population over their population multiplied by their average salary over my average salary. So pick your paper now. Let's assume that how do we calculate this now? I want you to be seeing my calculation. Let's assume that my most worthy competitor's school fees is 50,000 naira. 50,000 naira. 50. Let me open another PowerPoint page so that you see. Let's do the calculation together. Is somebody in the house with me? Let me open. Let me just do it on PowerPoint so that you will see it yourself. All right. So let's assume that my most worthy. Let me show you my screen so you see as I'm doing the calculation. Okay. All right. Let's say my most worthy competitors' school fees is 50,000 naira. 50,000. That's my competitor. That's their own school fees. And then you know that the formula says is equal to my most worthy competitor school fees multiplied by this fraction, my population over their population. So let's say my population is 200 children, while their own population is 300 children. So let me put that there. If my population is 200 children, so that is multiplied by 200. Multiplied by 200 over 300. That is my population over their population, and then again multiplied by one other parameter. The other fraction there multiplied by their average salary. Hello? So salary that you are paying has something to do with your school fees. You can't do more than yourself. You cannot be collecting peanuts as school fees and want to pay salary like Dangote. No. So you cannot also be collecting salary like Dangote and then you cannot be collecting school fees like Dangote and be paying salary like peanuts. It's important to justify these things. So let's say their average salary is 50,000. You know that if their population is more than your own, it is only understandable that their salary is also more than your own. You understand? So let's now say their salary, let's assume their salary is 50,000 naira. So their salary is 50,000 naira. 50,000 naira. Then over your own salary. Maybe your salary is, of course, because their population is higher than your own, it is only okay. It's only normal for your salary for their salary to also be higher than your own. So maybe their salary, you know that it says that your school fees, let me say it again, school fees equal to competitors' school fees, which we have set as 50,000. You understand? Competitor school fees, this is competitor school fees, multiplied by your population over their population, then multiply by their average salary over your average salary. Let's say your average salary is 40,000. And then when you calculate that together, you get something like 50,000, 50,000 times 0.67 times 1.25. Can somebody get me the answer to that? Let me use my calculator, to get you an answer to that. So that will be the calculation of your school fees. Let me use my calculator here. Are you with me? Please, I'd like you to hang in there. We are going mathematical now. 50,000 times 0.67 times 1.25. So you now see that it's my own school fees, average school fees, of course, becomes 41,875. This formula is premised on the fact that because their population is more than mine, it's ordinarily okay for their school fees to also be more than mine. And then it's also okay for their average salary to also be more than mine. So use this formula if it works for you. It's just a way of giving you an idea. Yeah, thank you very much. The answer is correct, 41,875. Let me show you that formula again. Let me show you the formula. The formula says somebody who needs to look at that formula and work with it. It doesn't have to work for you. I'm just giving you an idea. My school fees, are you seeing the formula again? Equals my most worthy competitor school fees multiplied by my population over their population, that's a fraction, again multiplied by their average salary over my average salary. Does it work for you? If you have problems with this formula, if you think it's giving you something unwanted, but I'm very sure it will have given you a range of what your school fees should be. We are benchmarking your school fees based on the school fees of your most worthy competitor. Remember that if your most worthy competitor is also watching this class, they will also be benchmarking their school fees based on your school fees, so that at the end of the day, we arrive at a school fees that looks, general in the industry, as long as we are of the same caliber. Hallelujah. Don't mind me. All right. Somebody say, hold on. Let me document that formula. This is a formula. You can screenshot your screen, your phone, so that you keep the formula. See, the formula is not telling you to change your school fees. The formula is just giving you a heads up. And especially if you are just starting a new school or you are just starting a new annex, the formula will help you. You understand? I think this was the formula I used when I calculated my school fees and decided I should be the same as my computer school fees. Remember, if you are just starting a new school, you do not yet have population. So you are going to assume a population for yourself. Don't put 0. Assume a population, a kind of minimum population that you think you are going to have when you start the school afresh. You understand? You can say, well, based on the kind of number of people that have shown interest in your holiday classes and all of that, you can just work out all that. I don't know if somebody is getting this. We have only 3 minutes to the end of the class, and I really appreciate you for attending this class. So this formula is just going to help you. But before you set your school fees, understand that your salary matters. The salary you are paying. You cannot charge school fees that is too small compared with the salary you wish to pay. And then you cannot also pay school fee salary that is too high compared with the amount of school fees you are receiving. Okay, so somebody is saying they get it. Do you get this? Can somebody give me a feedback? Have you enjoyed the class? Let me hear whether you have enjoyed before I tell you the final message. This is the final message I want to share with you in this class. I want to talk to you about the SOF School Fees Loan App. You can see the way that loan app works, school fees loan app. It helps to eradicate every matter concerning debt and debtors in your school. I'm not going to do all the explanation in this class. I'd like you to join me by 6 p.m. tonight. Tell everybody this same classroom, this same link, this same channel. Tell everyone, meet us here, meet me here by 6 p.m. It's going to be a family meeting. Some people will be in the room with me, talking with me, but every other person can join on on social media, on the channels, on Facebook, on YouTube. You send us your chat. You are going to ask me, how do you intend to solve the problem of debt and debtors with this SOF School Fees Loan App? I have been explaining. We have been talking about it. We will keep talking about it again in this class. Thank you for the feedback. Somebody says right on. Somebody says interesting. Of course, I'm enjoying it. Great lessons learned. God bless you. God bless you too for joining. Quite impactful. Once again, I'm David Adeniji, by the grace of God, convener of the School Owners Forum. And until next time, when we come your way again, this has been Unlocked with me, David Adeniji. So I'll just say bye for now.
that the worth of your school is the combined worth of your teachers? Do you know that the value of your school is a combined value that your parents have placed on your teachers? Are you having problems with making your teachers cooperate with you and be productive as you would want to be? What you need is our training. We have trained over 10,000 teachers in the last few years, and the results have been tremendous. We have two packages. We have the leadership attitude, skills, and ethics, which is LACE for teachers, and we also have TRACE, teachers reorientation for action, capacity, and excellence. So which of them do you want? Call us and let us train your teachers. The results will amaze you. We will help them see the reasons why cooperating with you leads to their own growth, and at the end of the day, it leads to the growth of the school. So it's important. Let us train your teachers. We can come to your school, train them in your school. We can also organize that training for you online.
Hello, school owner. You need a social media and web assistant, someone who will design flyers, beautiful flyers, twice every week, manage your website, and make sure that the beautiful things that happen in your school on daily basis well presented to an online audience, both your parents and even prospective parents who are not in your school. Every day in the life of a school is an event, is a story that can be packaged and told to the world. Unfortunately, many of us pay hundreds of thousands of naira, sometimes millions, as salaries, but we don't have anybody managing our image online. It will design 2 flyers per week, post those articles on your social media handles, also post them on your website, and follow up on your pages, comments, and all of that. Before you know it, you begin to get calls. Don't limit yourself to your physical environment. There are many people out there looking for your kind of school, but they are not seeing it because they are Googling it online, they are going on social media, they are not seeing you. So you need a social media assistant and a web assistant.
All right, today we have, I think we have 4 orders today. We have 4 orders of the 4-legged school growth strategy and Thrive, and the third one, we have the indispensable teacher. You know, we have so many orders. I believe today, these are the last ones we are wrapping. Look at it. This one is going to Ibadan. This is going to Warri, and we have this one going to Ijebu-Ode. And the 4th order, which I was about to wrap just because before I started the broadcast, the last, or this one is going right here in Lagos, so it's going to Ijokoro. Let me ask you a question. Do you have these books? The last time we ran a poll on the platform that how many books on school growth have you bought or have you read? Do you know that less than 1% of the people who responded had actually read a book on school growth? Well, I want to announce to you that these books, the 4-legged school growth strategy, Thrive, and the indispensable teacher, are the about the best materials you can have on school growth in the market. I'd like you to place your order now, so that we can join your order. So the one going to Warri, this is Ijebu-Ode, and this is Ibadan, and they're right here in Lagos. So many orders to deliver. Just let me get all the orders so that we are going to ship your copy. So get the books today.